Welcome to Subramani. I love the regulators, right? They constantly keep giving us ideas of what to do with our videos for mutual funds. I was really running out of topics and must thank RBI for doing something, or rather, typically not doing something for the mutual fund industry, especially those investing abroad. Normally, whenever you have a panga in the with the regulator in the mutual funds, it is with SEBI. But RBI had some rule, which I wouldn't call it archaic, but some rule which said a whole industry together cannot invest more than $7 billion US. That's it. So whether you are investing in US, Europe, US or Japan, didn't matter. Overall, there was a limit of 7 billion. When was it fixed? I think 2007 or 2008. Why was it fixed at 7 billion? I have no clue. Right, but it was fixed at 7 billion. Then in 2008 to 2021, which means in 13 years, they didn't bother to change it. Now 2008 to 2012, it wouldn't have mattered. 2013 also it didn't matter, but in 2012, 2013, companies started introducing funds for investing abroad. But nobody took care or note of it because nobody was investing. I'm talking of 2012-13 because I started investing in an US fund. The Franklin Templeton had a US fund sometime in 2013 or maybe 2013. So we all knew that there were such funds available. I mean, every fund house had a fund. Even sleepy fund houses launched ones recently after seeing that was a lot of money being attracted by these fund houses. So whether it is Templeton, Nippon or DSP or ICICI, Birla, all of them had by now fund schemes investing abroad. Now suddenly we were told last week for two fund houses, or last week I remember it was Motilal Oswal who said we cannot take money, and last night, because I got messages saying you cannot invest, we have stopped taking, and SIPs would also stop. It is not as though the SIPs would continue because maybe the 7 billion limit was reached. So after that, RBI did not say you could do an SIP or anything of that sort. 7 billion is breached. So it's like, it's crossed 7 billion. So after that you have to stop. So almost all the fund houses, so Nippon has a Japanese fund, Nippon has a Taiwan fund, another multi-asset fund, all those funds invest abroad. So all those funds, so I'm personally, I'm naming all these funds because personally I put money in the Nippon Japanese fund, in the US fund, in the ICICI fund of funds which was investing in various countries. So all those funds of mine have got affected, and DSP value fund. Only thing I'm not very sure why a DSP value fund or a PPFAS flexicap fund should get affected, because they have a mandate which says they can invest abroad, but do they have to invest abroad? I'm not very sure. So I'm sure if I ran a value fund with 30% in foreign equities, I will keep reducing. So I'll wait for RBI to make the changes. Until then, I will keep investing in Indian equities. I will not invest in foreign equities. I don't know how the whole thing works, and we will wait for more clarity. Now look at the limit fixed at $7 billion. First of all, I must thank RBI for fixing it in dollar terms and not in rupee terms. Let's say in 2008 the dollar was say 55 rupees. Good, they did not multiply say 50 something like, and put a limit of 3,50,000 rupees or something like that, right? Or 3,80,000 rupees. If that was there, then the limit would have been breached long ago. Thank God they kept the limit in dollars. Second, such limit should be dynamic, right? They need not be fixed and said we will not revise it. You double it every 10 years. So 2008 to 2018, it should have gone from 7 to 14, and 2008 to 18 to 2028, it should have gone to $28 billion. So we would right now be at $14 billion, right? So $14 billion would have been very comfortable. I'm sure by the time we go to 2028, we would have breached 28 billion also, because more and more Indians would be investing there, right? So you have to see how comfortable is your reserve position. With this kind of reserve position which we have, I see absolutely no reason why we should have such a low limit of $7 billion. First of all, I do not know from where this $7 billion has come, and then it should be just revised upward automatically, right? Every year you increase it by 1 billion. I am not very sure whether the industry went and told RBI on a regular basis. Our industry is also capable of sleeping and then waiting for the breach to be hit, and then for the limit to be breached, and then saying, oh, RBI has told us. Did the industry make enough presentations to RBI saying, look, we are already reached 5 billion, we have already reached 6 billion, here is the warning, and will you please increase the limit? I do not know whether that has happened. So it's easy for me to sit here and say, oh, our regulator did not wake up. Was the regulator told? Because the regulator may not have even seen these figures on a very regular basis. He may have seen it long back and then not really bothered. So did we bring it to their attention? I don't know about that. So let me answer some of the questions which people have asked me. Since morning I've got 3-4 people calling me, what will happen to my investment in PPFAS? I think Neil Parekh will take care of it, don't worry. Thakkar and Parekh combination, the Guju combination, double engine combination will take care of your money. Don't worry, your NAV doesn't go, your money is not frozen. You can even go and redeem if you want. You can invest. You can't invest more for some more time, and I think it's a matter of time when RBI will come and change the limit to 7 to 14 or 20 or something like that and make it very comfortable. So it's a little inconvenience. I don't think it is something for which you should lose your night's sleep. But yes, from the number of people who have sent me messages and called me, I think people are very scared about what has happened. Just don't worry, it is just a very, very technical thing. It's not the rupee is not falling against the dollar is not galloping against the rupee, or the dollar is not falling against the rupee. Nothing is happening. Your money is safe, your portfolio is safe. You can see your portfolio. So all these companies have invested in good companies abroad, not just in US, right? They've invested in Japan, they've invested in Europe, they've invested all over the place. So don't worry about it, your money is very safe. What happens to another question which people asked me is, will the performance get affected? Well, I don't think the performance is going to get affected. In fact, it might be a blessing in disguise, especially if the US market comes down. PPFAS will benefit because if the US market comes down, at least you're not putting fresh money into it. Yes, you can't do rupee cost averaging, because in the long run, if you think the US market is as good as the Indian market, or if not better, then to that extent, the rupee cost averaging can't happen. But that to that extent doesn't really, I mean, if you have let's say you have a portfolio of X amount, but you can't put fresh money. Does it affect your existing portfolio? It does not affect your existing portfolio. No, I don't think the existing portfolio is going to have there is going to be any impact on the existing portfolio. In fact, if the dollar gets stronger, to that extent, that portion will do well. So don't worry too much about what will happen. And I think it's a matter of time. It's a very, very technical breach. See, the RBI has limits on per AMC, how much they can put, per AMC, how much they can put in ETF, how much the total industry can put in ETF. None of those have been breached. So the ETF portion has not been breached. So if you have a fund which is investing in the ETFs, they have not been impacted. Again, I hope that they revise all those limits. You know, per AMC there is a limit, to overall there is a limit. So let RBI have a look at the whole thing, and this may take maybe a week or 2 weeks. I don't think AMFI and all the mutual funds put together and RBI can't come out with a jump up from 7 billion to 14 billion or something like that. I do think it will happen. Maybe 7 to 10 or 7 to 20 or something like that will happen. Also remember, we got a huge amount of reserves today lying with us, 600 billion, 600 trillion, whatever the kind of reserves that we have. We don't have to worry about the reserves that we have. So we have huge amount of reserves. There's no reason why we should not invest abroad. There's no reason why RBI should not revise this limit. So the RBI will revise this limit. Will it impact your performance? Answer is no. I don't see seriously why a DSP value fund or PPFAS have to worry about, simply because they are anyway investing in India and they're also investing abroad. To that extent, can they accept money in this fund? I think yes, but both of them have, I think at least PPFAS has said they will not be accepting any fresh money. I do not know whether it impacts the existing SIPs. I think they should continue their existing SIPs, but I don't know. Please remember that you have to keep watching watching this space, because continuously some news will keep coming. Maybe end of day today itself this video will become irrelevant, because RBI has revised the numbers and they can go up to 14 billion or 20 billion or something like that. So you may not have to worry. But as of now, DSP has not come out with any clarification. ICSE has said, in keeping in line with this, whatever we can invest in ETF, we will continue to invest. What we are putting in a fund of funds, we cannot put. So, and I think it will the SIP will automatically stop. I do not know whether the SIP will automatically start. So if I have had a debit yesterday, I don't have to worry for the next 1 month. But if my debit is going to happen on the 2nd of February, maybe it won't happen on 2nd of February, because we are already on 31st of January, just 2 more days. If the clarification does not come in 2 more days, my debit of 2nd February may not happen, but my debit of 2nd March may happen. If I am on say 7th of February, by the time the clarification may have come and my SIP could go on smoothly. If the SIP does not happen on 2nd, I am convinced the fund house will say, okay, on 2nd we couldn't debit, on 10th they will call me and say, this has happened, can we debit on the 10th in what we should have debited on the 2nd. That is the other possibility which will happen. So I don't think you need to worry if you are a regular SIP investor. Maybe you will miss 1 month. By the time the next month comes, they would have sorted out the thing, and you will not have to worry about what are the other things. What happens to your investment in these funds? Your investments are safe in these funds. You don't have to worry. Should I redeem my funds? I don't think you have to do anything. Just sit tight. I was surprised that one person called me twice and said, what should I do and what should I do? I think this anxiety thing is what is making you a bad equity investor. Just do nothing. Wait. I have been saying, and I'm sure all others will also be saying the same thing. Just wait. Let us wait for the clarification. Nothing. It's not end of the world. It is. If you can't invest in this fund again for next 6 months, it is not end of the world again. It's not end of the world for you. It's not end of the world for the fund house or for the AMC. Just relax. This is just a technical glitch, and maybe the government is going to be very busy with the budget, so you may have to wait for this week. This is a bad week for the government to be to push the government to do something, because they're busy with the budget, right? So also being invested in foreign funds is not a bad idea at all. So today, if you want to invest abroad, what should you do? Well, the mutual fund route is closed. You can still, if you're a real big rich investor, you can take the LRS route. Do you need to take it? Answer is no. If you're watching my video and you don't know what is the LRS route, don't go and discover. You don't have to make a discovery about what is the LRS route and how should I invest. Don't worry, don't bother. Just relax, wait for some time. Things will sort it out by themselves. There is of course the ETFs through which you can invest, where the thing is what happens if you already have ETFs, be very happy. If you need to buy more ETFs, that's okay, but don't go and buy ETF in desperation, because saying, oh my god, this is closed, now I have to buy an ETF, so what if this is the value, I will buy it any price, right? Don't be a distressed buyer. Right, you've heard of distressed seller. Now don't be a distressed buyer just because everybody is buying ETF and the price has gone up, I should also buy, or I will miss the buzz. No, don't be in a FOMO or anything like that. It's okay to wait for 10 days, 15 days, 1 month for the clarification to come and for the investments to start. I don't think it is not going to be some shortage pricing that if you don't buy ETF today, you will not get it. You will get it after a month, after 6 months, after 8 months. You will continue to get the same ETFs at good prices, whatever is the current price at that stage. What happens to some international NFO which has collected? I just got a clarification saying, oh, we have collected money in an international NFO, however we are investing only in ETF, so we are safe. Well, that is, I think, the explanation that I got from DSP. I do not know whether there are other international NFOs which are going to invest in FOF. Then to that extent, that money will have to stay in a bank. They will not be allowed to invest till the clarification comes, and I think clarification is purely technical, just a matter of time. Give it a week or give it 10 days, and I think there should be a clarification. And I hope this whole video is completely useless and redundant by the time you see it. Maybe RBI has already clarified. Thank you.